How you doing? This is Gus Waite, your New York agent, and in today's episode we're going to be covering the historic neighborhood of the West Village. Now this neighborhood has special importance to me because in 1975, as a 14-year-old kid, I came to work for my crazy Uncle Bruce, who had an all-night burger joint on the corner of Christopher and Bleecker called David's Potbelly. And when I walked up these subway steps, the first thing I saw was a 6'6" drag queen on roller skates in a fairy godmother outfit with cat glasses, skating by the heir to the Kellogg fortune, who used to walk these streets dressed as a court jester. It was an outrageous group of characters that made the bar scene in Star Wars look tame, and I loved it. This neighborhood, which stretches from 6th Avenue to the river and Houston to 14th Street, has a long history as a radical and bohemian artist paradise. When I first arrived here, it seemed as if every freak, artist, actor, author, street musician, and eccentric had decided to make this glorious piece of real estate home base. The folk rock scene with Bob Dylan, the Mamas and the Papas, Jackson Browne, pop legend Barbra Streisand, and the guitar god Jimi Hendrix also called the village home. It's no surprise that the gay rights movement got its start right behind me at the Stonewall Inn in 1968. Even the crazy grit of the streets in the village speaks to a neighborhood that resists conformity and listens to its own heart. While the expense of living in this neighborhood today means that these young radicals have probably migrated out to Williamsburg, the spirit of the village still resonates in these streets. The absolute charm and convenience of this neighborhood make it one of the most sought after in New York City. Let's stop into Milligan Place and meet Anthony, who moved to the village from Singapore 6 months ago.
To be honest, the first thing that came to mind was location. It had to be near NYU, where I'm a student. And I was a little hesitant at first because I knew nothing about the village. But just from looking around apartments, just getting walk through the West Village, or just Greenwich Village in general, I got a real feel for it. Pleasantly surprised would be the easiest way, but it's completely different from what I expected. I love it. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. The way I look at New York, there's, sort of the different areas. You've got Midtown, you've got Uptown, Upper East Side, and with every area, there's like a feel to it, and this just feels right.
The housing stock in the West Village tends to run towards historic townhouses and brownstones, along with pre-war co-ops like One Christopher, renovated lofts like the Archive and the Printing House, and new luxury condos along the river, with a few sprinkling of doorman elevator rental buildings like 95 Christopher. There's also low-rises, tenements, and hidden gems like Patchen Place. The West Village was originally a marsh, and that's why you'll see an absence of high-rise luxury buildings. And while you could spend years discovering all the charms of the West Village, I wanted to take a moment to talk about a couple of my favorite spots in the West Village. A hot bowl of minestrone soup at the Trattoria Spaghetto on the corner of Bleecker and Carmine. Reading the New York Times with a fresh cup of coffee at the Grey Dog Cafe. John's Coal Oven Pizza on Bleecker Street, Murray's Cheese Shop, Faccio's Italian Specialties, the best fish and chips at Manhattan at Assault and Battery on Greenwich, and to top it all off, the Magnolia Bakery. The Cowgirl Hall of Fame, and window shopping along Bleecker Street. And last but not least, the people. Those are just some of my favorite spots in the West Village. But now let's talk to some people who live and work in this neighborhood and find out what their favorite spots are.
Our favorite restaurant would have to be in the village, Lupa.
Really?
Yeah, on Thompson.
Favorite dish at Lupa?
I love just sitting in front of getting stuck into the antipasti,
Right, fantastic.
That's, great Italian.
Where do you live in the village?
Bleecker and LaGuardia.
And how long have you lived down there?
About 2 years.
What do you love about it?
There's always a party going on.
Okay.
Like the fact that you can walk outside your door and I literally can walk 2 blocks down, 2 blocks that way, 2 blocks across the street and always have somewhere to go.
Cafe War, and the hangout was Figaro. Figaro, which is still there. And Bleecker
And the bottom line?
Bottom line was the top dancing spot. The Fillmore East, Let's get it together.
And wait, no, you still think we got a little of that spirit in the village today?
Yeah, I'm still alive.
I really enjoyed showing you some of my favorite spots in the West Village and introducing you to some of my favorite people. If you're looking to buy or rent a home in the village, I hope you give me a call, and I look forward to helping you make your New York dream a reality.